I know I've been away for a while, but I've been actually working on a Fingerstyle Guitar Academy. And for this video, I'm giving you 30% off on all the courses on the Academy, just by applying the code Mattias during checkout. And I will also leave a link to more info about this in the description. But today we are learning something I consider a pretty rare technique in the fingerstyle guitar community. And that's basically when you do some regular snapping. And to make this possible when you play, you have to kind of be up here to do the playing. You've probably seen it in the example before. And we are going to make use of power chords with the right hand over the neck. And to make the power chords possible, we are going to retune the guitar to the DADGAD tuning. So for this example, we're going to retune the guitar to a DADGAD tuning. So that's basically the name of the strings. We're going to have a D, followed by A. So this string remains the same. Followed by a D, this string remains the same. Followed by G, this string remains the same. And followed by A. So we're going to tune this string down a whole step. But just use a tuner for this. And also a D on the lowest string, so also down a whole step. So just by strumming the strings open, we have a D sus4 chord. Okay, so now we're going to look at the example. Starting on bar number 1, we're going to have a hammer-on string 5 and 6 at the same time with our point finger. And here it's very nice to use your thumb on the back of the neck to kind of stabilize and also give you some power to do the actual hammer-on. And the great thing with the DADGAD tuning is that we basically get a power chord just by doing this hammer-on here. And kind of the main technique here for this tutorial is going to be hammer-on, snap, hammer-on, snap, hammer-on, snap. Okay, but we're going to move to this later. First we're going to learn the actual notes in this melody. So, hammer-on to the 9th fret. And then at the same time with your left hand you are going to do hammer-on on the 7th fret. So we have, then with your left hand do a pull-off to open, then do a hammer-on to the 4th fret with your point finger, then a hammer-on to the 7th fret, followed by a pull-off to the 4th. So we have, okay, and then a pull-off with your point finger. So beware, it's a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs, and it's going to be pretty quickly. But keep in mind, this looks a lot harder than it actually is when you have practiced it for a while. So don't give up even if you're pretty much a beginner. Maybe not beginner, yeah. You should have played guitar for a while. But anyway, so we have... Okay, and now it's time to move to the next power chord. And that's on the 5th fret. On the 5th and the 6th string. So we have... And now we are doing a hammer-on the 2nd fret at the same time I was doing it on the 5th, on the 4th and 6th string. Then a hammer-on to the 4th. Then a pull-off to the 2nd. Then a pull-off to open. So that's bar number 1. I'm going to play it for you slowly, so you kind of get an idea of how you could practice it first in a slow pace and then try to speed it up. So we have... Okay, now let's move on to the 2nd bar, and ending on bar number 1, we had our point finger on the 5th fret here, so we had, starting on bar number 2, we are going to do kind of like a pull-off slash strum with our point finger, so when you're releasing, try to just drag along the strings to get the open string 6 and 2, sorry, string 6 and 5, okay, at the same time as you do this kind of strum thing, you're going to do a hammer-on with your point finger to the 4th fret of the 1st string, so we have, and then a hammer-on to the 7th with your pink finger. If you're not strong with your pink finger, you could probably do it with your ring finger too, but it's a bigger reach. So we have, and then a pull-off to 4th, followed by pull-off to open. So we have, then we're going to do the exact same thing with our left hand, so hammer-on to 4th, hammer-on to 7th, and then pull-off to 4th, and then pull-off to open. So it's basically, okay, so we add, And then we're going to do the hammer on the 7th fret of the 6th and the 5th fret. Sorry, 5th string. So we have, and at the same time as you do this, you're going to do a hammer on to the 2nd fret of the 1st string. So we have hammer on to the 4th of the 1st string, pull off the 2nd, and then pull off the open. Okay, so we have slowly. So bar number 1 to 2 sounds like this. Okay, now let's move on to bar number 3. And bar number 3 is played exactly the same as bar number 1, so we already know how to play this. But now for bar number 4, it's played a little different, like this. Okay, so just like bar number 2, we are doing this kind of strum away from the 5th fret. So when you do this, you are at the same time doing a hammer on to the 4th fret, so then a hammer on to the 7th, pull off the 4th, pull off the open, and now you're going to do a hammer on the 7th fret of the 6th and the 5th string, at the same time as you do a hammer on to the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and then a pull off, okay? I hope you're with me. So we have okay, so bar number 1 to 4 together. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the actual snapping. Starting on bar number 5, we are going to start using it. And the basic idea is that you're going to play the power chord, snap, new power chord, snap. So you can kind of practice this. Okay, so it's just the same power chord as we used before, but in between every chord, you're doing a regular snap. If you don't know how to do a snap, I use my middle finger, and yeah, you can probably find a tutorial on this. So regular snapping, and if you can do it perfect, when you are thinking about it, you're probably going to do it pretty okay when you're playing guitar. If you can't do it at all right now, you have to practice this a lot. Okay? So we are going to play the exact same notes as we already know from bar number 1 to 4. We're just adding the snaps. So the only thing you have to know is where it's actually going to be. So it's basically beat 1, power chord, beat 2, snap. Beat 3, power chord, beat 4, snap. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to start on bar number 5. So just like we know. And then when we're doing the hammer on to the 4th fret, that's when we're going to do the snap. So we have, okay, and now hammer on to the 5th, and hammer on to the 2nd, and the snap is going to be on the pull off from the 4th to the 2nd. So we have, great. And now for bar number 6. And now when we hit in the 4th fret again, that's where the snap comes. So, okay. You can also look at the tabs, and the snaps are the actual X's on the string 5 and 6. So we have, and now the pull off from the 4th to the 2nd, snap. Okay, so and now we only have bar number 7 to 8 left. So we have bar number 7 is exactly the same as bar number 5. So we have, the snap is on the 4th, hammer on the 4th, and then it's on the pull off from the 4th to the 2nd. For bar number 8, we are letting the song breathe a bit, so there's no snaps here, so it's just like bar number 4. Okay, so let's take it from bar number 1 to bar number 8 again, so you can hear what it sounds like all together. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, go check out the Fingerstyle Guitar Academy. I'm going to leave a link for it in the description. Have a great day, guys. Bye. Sorry, I'm back. I forgot that I have this guitar in the thumbnail. I basically wanted to talk about using a classical guitar for tapping. I'm pretty sure a classical guitarist wouldn't recommend it, but I kind of like the feel of it. It feels a lot more comfortable, so if you ever get tired when you play with a steel string, you pick up your classical guitar if you have one. I like to use it. This one is not in tune, so I'm not going to demonstrate it, but I can totally recommend it. So, bye!